Hi, my name is Leslie. I grew up in a so-called normal home. I have 2 loving parents who took very good care of me. No one in my home ever drank or did drugs. I even went to private Christian school for years. When I was 15, I realized that I could make my own decisions and that I didn't have to listen to anyone, so I didn't. The harder my parents tried to control me, the more rebellious and sinful I became. I ran away from home constantly. I ended up living with my boyfriend off and on until I was 19, when I finally ended the relationship for good. I was 3 months pregnant. My son was born in November of 2000. When Matthew was born, I thought I had things pretty well under control. When Matthew was 9 weeks old, he died from sudden infant death syndrome. I thought I would die too. I wanted to die. Over the next few years, I wandered aimlessly through life, continuing in my sin and rebellion all along the way. In 2003, I got married, and about 9 months later, my daughter Hannah was born. Things seemed to be going pretty smoothly at that point. Almost 2 years later, in 2005, my daughter Sarah was born. And when she was 3 months old, my husband went to jail for a year. Our already fragile marriage began to rapidly fall apart. I had gastric surgery in 2006, shortly before my husband got out of jail. I soon realized that the pain meds I was prescribed not only helped to numb the physical pain, but the emotional pain as well. Over the next few years, my life spiraled deeper and deeper into sin of all types. In the fall of 2009, my dad had his first of several mini strokes. My dad had always been my hero. He had always saved the day. And the more I hurt, the more determined I became to numb my pain by whatever means necessary. By late 2010, I started realizing that if my life didn't change, at some point I was going to lose my children. I was scared and I didn't know what to do. It was about that same time I started sending my daughters to Sunday night services at Geneva Park Baptist Church. I desperately wanted to change, and I knew that I needed God, but I had no clue how to get from point A to point B. I came to the barn to talk to Pastor Mike on February 9th of last year, and I had no idea that my daughters and I would be moving into Victory Home the next day. I got saved my second night here, and God started doing some really awesome things in my life. When I gave up and truly surrendered my entire life to God and started following hard after Him, I gradually began seeing changes in myself. Things that had always seemed acceptable and normal started seeming worldly and unappealing. I found myself wanting to be obedient to God, not just being obedient because I had to be. God is doing so much in my life. He has truly made me a new creation, and I could never be thankful enough for everything God does for me. I want to live my life every day to honor and glorify Him. I am truly thankful that God brought me to Victory Home and put so many amazing people in my life, and I want to encourage all of you to make the most out of the life that God has given you by giving that life back to Him. I still have struggles and failures, but with God's grace, I know I will continue to grow and mature in my relationship with Him. Romans 14:4 says, "Who are you to judge someone else's servant? To his own master he stands or falls, and he will stand, for the Lord is able to make him stand." Thank you.